So I thought I'd take 3 poses today. Trikonasana, Ardha Chandrasana and Anantasana. And we're going to use the wall. You don't have to use the wall, but it's nice to have it there as a guide. I've also got a rope attached, so I'm going to use that for holding on to. The other equipment I've got a couple of belts and a wooden brick. Okay, so let's come to cross legs. Rest the hands on the knees and allow your spine to ascend, and just bring yourself into a centered space. Relax the shoulders, relax the eyes and release the tongue. There's some drilling going on. Let the eyes release towards the ears, and then allow them to rest down so the eyes feel broad and wide. Release the cheeks, release the lower jaw, so any gripping around the face, around the back of the skull is let go of. Observe the length through the front and the back of the spine, so that no area is pushing in more than it should. And allow the breath to settle. And when you found your quiet spot, your settled space, be there just for a few moments. Allowing the senses to rest deep within. Picture the brain also releasing down, so it's becoming absorbed into the body. It's becoming one with the body. Bow the head down. Open the eyes and raise your head up. Okay? Right. There is some stuff going on. We've got builders over the road again. But we'll just see how we go. Hopefully you can hear me well. We're going to start with trikonasana against the wall. So I'm going to use a brick as well. So I've got the brick, and we're going to start with the right leg against the wall. So I'm going to be turning around, but my right leg isn't against the wall. Now the tendency is that we just push the foot into the wall, but you're going to press the foot towards the wall, but then you're going to think about drawing the hip in, okay? And then you're going to turn your left leg out to 90 degrees. Now, you know the heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. Yeah, so just make sure that that's happening. And then what you're going to do is you're going to picture, we just had the drilling, so picture that you've got a knee that's actually a screw, okay? And you're going to turn the screw of your leg from inside out to kind of allow the femur head to feel like it's in that socket and feels nicely connected. And then the same here, so allow the knee to connect so that both is being moved towards the sockets to hold that there. Now I've got the rope here. And so I'm going to use that to hold my body so I can really lengthen out this lower arm. If you're not using the rope, just take your brick, lengthen out, exhale, come down and place the brick down, flat hand, legs firm. Think about, drawing those legs up into the hips, up into the pelvis. Okay, if you're using the rope, hold on to the rope. So that's going to allow a little bit of support. And then you can really stretch out, and then the hand comes down, place the hand down, allow the leg to rotate deeply. Allow the buttocks. Give the buttocks a job. I've been obsessed by the word contract. So in Light on Yoga, BKS Iyengar says contract the buttocks in some of the poses. And I thought, wow, C-O-N-T-R-A-C-T, contract. Yeah? Or contract. So give your buttocks a contract. Get them to open the hip flexors up a little. Just a play on words, but quite an interesting one. Made me smile. Now make sure that the toes on the back leg are long and that back leg is connected towards the pelvis, and that then the lower back doesn't feel like it's overshadowing anything else. So the lower back has to lengthen. And then inhale, come up. Okay, let's spin around, do the other side. I'll have to talk a little bit louder, you get to see the back of my body. So the back foot is in against the wall. That's your left leg. And allow the left leg, picture the back of the left leg just coming into full blossom. The back of the calf coming into full blossom. So it's not opening in so far that it's dying, but it's opening to allow the sunshine onto it. And then remember, turning the leg so that we feel that the leg is connected through the musculature of the leg. I try not to drop my brick. And either go down and use the wall and take the arm up, or if you're using the ropes, grab the rope, extend out, and allow yourself to just use the rope to support the body a little more. Someone told me I should get pets on my video. It's a joke. It's next door's dog. It's called Reggie. There's 3 of them. Hand is flat. Chest opens. Turn the head and look up. If it feels like that's what you want to do. If that feels just not so pleasant, look directly forwards. So find where your sweet spot of the pose is. And then start to really feel that you can lengthen the spine. Try not to allow the lower back to overshadow the pose. So it feels like the feet are connected to the legs, are connected to the pelvis, which is allowing the spine to lengthen out of it. And then pressing into the back foot, inhale, come up. First side again. Maybe it's because I'm out here talking. They've been quiet the whole time whilst I was planning what I was going to teach. First side again. So we've got the back leg firm, thighs rolling from inside out, stretch the arm out and come down. Please ignore the barking. I'll try to as well. The drilling's gone. Lengthen the spine. So think about the lower side and the upper side and see whether you can make them feel even. So it's just the spine, left and right side, front to back is all even. Breathe. Alice has just turned up. And then inhale, come up. And now she's realised I'm filming, it's no problem. Dan's in the shed. Second side. Holding onto the rope. So look, this is a droopy kneecap. I don't know whether you can see, but it's round and the skin is descending down. Yeah? So especially when we've got the ropes, we've got an opportunity to just allow ourselves to really think about the leg without there being the pressure so much into that leg. So you can go down either without the wall, without the rope or with the rope. Hands press down, chest opens, turn the head, look up or look forwards. Or if the neck doesn't even allow looking forwards, just let yourself look down. So we're continually looking to see if we can make the pose feel a little bit more whole. and a little bit more connected, but so that there's a union. So yoga means union. We want that unification of the posture. Make sure no toes are gripping, that both legs are holding the pelvis. The pelvis is allowing the spine to lengthen. In Gem for Women, it says that it's very good for gastric troubles. Oh no, that's Ardha Chandrasana, gastric troubles, and the lower back. I've jumped ahead. All of a sudden I was doing Ardha Chandrasana in my head. And then inhale, come up. So those of you that know Ardha Chandrasana, you know that normally we go from trikonasana into Ardha Chandrasana. But for today, we're going in using the wall. So we have to work out, right, how do we get there? And for ages, it was just, I'd just take my leg up and then I'd either hop in or hop out. But what I've discovered is, because I'd forgotten it and I had to rediscover it, is that where my heels are is actually where my toes should go. So I'm going to use the rope again, but you don't have to use the rope, but we are going to put our foot to the wall. So that's my measure. Look, it's quick throw. I've thrown in a quick Paschimottanasana. Please don't do Paschimottanasana. Just find something. So normally what I'd do is I'd grab a leaf or this rather pretty little rainbow stone with a snail underneath. Actually, got to be careful with that. Woodlouse. And I'd put that little rainbow stone there just to remind me that's where my toes need to go. Okay? Now, because I've got the wall for support and I've got the rope for support, so I'm in a completely straight line, I can put my brick also directly ahead. Now, it depends how your balance is, it depends how practiced you are, really. My brick is going to come here, so it's going to come directly underneath the shoulder. So if I show you, I'm standing, my toes are here. Now hopefully this is correct, otherwise I'm going to have to rethink. Lean forwards, place the hand on the brick, take the leg up carefully. And I've got this handy bit of metal here that I can press my foot up into. But again, you can just press your foot into the wall. I'm holding the rope. My hand is coming directly underneath my shoulder. And then I'm going to make the hand flat. So then you start to feel the alignment of Ardha Chandrasana. Now I can tell you that in Gem for Women, Gita says about how it's good for sort of gastric discomfort and also the lumbar spine. It's good for that area too. So here, let the chest lift and open through the front of the body. Connect those legs in. So really feel like you're wrapping the muscles around the legs. Feel like the femur heads are deep into the pelvis, so they're holding it there. And you'll know that happens because you'll feel that the lower back isn't overburdened, and you'll feel that the crown of the head wants to move this way. So it's going away. If you're not using the wall, let's see, you can just, I'll leave that rope there. Yeah, it's actually nicer to have the arm up. So you can let go of the rope and try taking the arm up if you wish. And then exhale, release, come down. So you don't need to use the rope. You can just put your foot against the wall, okay? I'm going to spin around. You get to see the back view. So I'm in the centre here. You fold forwards. I'm going to have to bring the brick just slightly across so I've got that nice line. If, however, you're not, I didn't mention this last time, if you can't put the brick there, this is too much because your balance is a bit wobbly, let it come back onto the little toe side. Yeah, so we've got this distance here. So it's basically that distance is pretty much from the top of the thigh to the armpit. Okay, so I'm going to grab my rope, holding onto that and folding forwards, holding the rope, raising my leg up. It's my wobblier side. Turning this thigh from inside out. Oh, the joy of holding the rope. I can show you actions without worrying about falling over. So here the thigh turns from inside out. The big toe stays pinned down. Hand is flat. chest opens, spine lengthens, and you might choose to look up, you might not, you might choose to look forwards, or you might choose to look down. So it's your practice, you're discovering what you can do today, and what you can do today might be a little bit less than what you can do tomorrow, or a little bit more than what you can do tomorrow. Just depends on how the body is. Spine lengthens, legs firm, give the buttocks something to do, give them a contract, get the tailbone to sign it towards the heels, and then exhale, look down, and come down. Stand tall and just feel how the outer thighs, so we've got the IT band, and it comes up here, and just think that band is holding the legs in as well. Okay, so let's go back to the first side. So fold forwards, hand onto the brick, step back. If you want the rope, grab the rope. If you don't want the rope, just take the leg up. So you can see here, the leg isn't lifted too high, yeah? Don't let the leg fly up too much that it starts to get held, sort of, the awareness comes to this band. You really want to feel that you're very much standing in the pelvis, that the thigh is rolling from inside out. Again, remember, the big toe is very well connected, and then really develop the habit of lengthening those toes forwards. Hand is flat, shoulder blades connect deep into the back. Give the buttocks something to do. And as you do that, as you start to feel the tailbone moving towards the heels and the buttocks holding the back of the pelvis, you'll feel the front of the hip flexors, they'll open up. And then breathe from the sternum out across the collarbones. And if you feel like looking up, you can look up. Just hold this for a couple more moments. Being aware that there's evenness in the feet, in the legs, and really enjoying the wall there for support. Look down, exhale, release the leg down, inhale, stand up, second side. So the brick is there, grab the rope. Okay, so I've taken my foot just slightly to the side. I'm going to exhale, go down, hand onto the brick, take my leg up, letting the backs of the legs open, widen, connecting the legs into the pelvis. Arches are still moving away, the right one from the floor, the left one from the wall, shoulder blades deep into the back, and breathe. Working on all those actions I've already talked about. And then look down, back off on the belt, release the arm, and inhale, stand up. So if you're going to repeat this the practice another time, and just remember, if you want to take the arm up, you can let go of the rope and take the arm up. So the last pose that I'm doing of these three is Anantasana. Anantasana is where you lie on the side and the leg comes up. So the shapes are all very similar. Now I'm going to use a belt. So I've got my two belts here. And it's also actually quite nice to have a little bit of support under the heel. So I could use the knobble of the rope here, but I'm going to use a blanket. Okay. So the lower leg is going to come onto the wall, and it has to make good pressure on the wall. And the reason, if you look at my foot shape, it's not square. Look at your foot, it's not square. This bit is up a little bit higher. And the tendency in Anantasana is to want to roll back, and that we end up sort of dropping back a little bit too much. So I've been practicing it just recently, again using the wall, but also with a rope, well, with a belt. And I got one of these clips to make it just a little bit quicker today, and I use a belt rather than a rope, because then you can tighten it and make it the length you want it. You don't need to use the belt if you don't want to. So this is like so that you can see that that's giving my heel just a little bit of support. My left leg is going against the wall, my right leg is coming up. And let me just show you the pose quickly. Okay, so the leg is firm like this, and then this area will turn from inside out. Now I'm going to put the belt over that place. It is possible to put the belt around that lower foot and then have it around here. It's not quite as good as using the lower cleats, these lower little circles. So I'm just going to attach that and then attach. This is one of those, I call it a lion tamer belt. It's so long. It doesn't need to be that long, it just needs to be long enough to go around your back, around your leg and around your buttock, I mean. So this is where, if you've attached it, don't do what I've done. I know, there we go. You want to have the belt coming towards you. So here, the buckle is behind and the belt is coming towards me. But because this is going to be on the front of my leg, I need to have it that way. It'll make sense, hopefully, when you see. Alright? So now I just have to make sure that foot is well connected, that I'm lying in a straight line, so ankle, knee, hip, ribs, armpit. So you want to stretch out and you want to get that armpit down as much as possible. Now I've come away from the wall, so that lower leg has to bend. It's like you're stamping into the wall. And you don't want to stamp into the wall until that leg is ready to go up. So now I'm going to do a tree pose and just find out where this hip needs to be. So we're keeping it nice and wide. We're not trying to pull the leg over the head, and then I might tighten it just a fraction more. So I've got some resistance. And the joy of the belt is they are slightly stretchy. Okay? So you've got this action here, and I'm just checking, how does that feel? Is that giving me support? If you're not using this, you can just get your foot in against the wall and make sure it's holding you there strong. Bring the belt. Now, when you go to take the belt, if the foot comes this way, the thigh rolls from inside out, which is the same action as you want for your Anantasana. So allow yourself to grab the foot this way round. Alright, and then you can open up the chest. You've stretched the arm out, the armpit is down, you've lengthened it, and then you've supported the head. Now my fingertips are on the crown of the head, and I've opened up my chest. And because the belt is coming back behind my buttock, I'm able to sort of open and lengthen the spine just a little bit more. Open the chest and lengthen the spine. And then from here, carefully take the leg up. And then allow that Ardha Chandrasana shape to come again. Shoulder blade deep into the back, leg lengthening into the heel, and breathe. Try and keep the armpit down. Press the lower leg thigh back and rotate the upper thigh from inside out. And again, just feel the connection of the pelvis. And then exhale, release. So joy of joys, you get to see me from the back side. Okay, so I reckon pretty much my legs are the same length, but I need the tail to come towards me, so I've got to turn my belt around. You can choose whether you want to be that fussy. I'd recommend it, but it's up to you. So I'm going to move the blanket to the other side. So now it's my right, it'll be your right foot coming in against the wall. Got my belt. Still going to check. Did Alice find you, Dan? Did Alice find you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay. Cool. Stamp into the leg.
and then just check again that the leg can come up. So you can see I've got my belt the wrong way round. There we go. Never mind. After all that. Stretch the arm out, get the armpit down, and then bend the elbow and support the head. And then take the leg up. Allow the back of the body to move deep in. So I don't know whether I can show you with my arms, but just about where my bra strap is, that area needs to feel like it's holding the pose. And then allow the tailbone to move forwards. And allow the front of the thigh to open. And then you can turn the head and you can look up towards your foot, keeping the armpit down. If that's uncomfortable, stay looking forwards. If this is uncomfortable, then just drop the head down and just bring your leg back into your Vrikshasana pose. Okay? Chest is open. And then exhale, bend the leg. And release. First side again. Tangle of belts. Lower leg in. Strong with that leg. My hip is nicely connected here. It's just, oh, it's heaven. It feels like that area is allowed to open and hold the pose. It's almost like the leg. If you picture when this leg comes up, so put the belt around the right leg, remembering to come on the inside. Often beginners will try and reach it that way, but can you see how my knee has rolled forwards? Okay, come this way, and it's much easier to grab that foot. Open out the armpit. So if we have both legs down like this, just allow your armpit to open, support the head, armpit is down, bend the leg up, adjusting that other belt if required, if using even, and then allow the leg to come up. And if you look, can you see how my foot is facing at the moment? So I pretend that my big toe, my inner leg, is growing up towards the sky. So it's like a coiling action from the inner knee through the inner calf muscle and then up into that big toe. Turning my thigh from inside out, lengthening and then opening the chest up. Breathe. Buttocks have a job. They're supporting the back of the body as the tailbone is going down towards the heel. The fronts of the thighs are beautifully open. The leg is feeling beautifully long. And the pose is feeling expansive and wide. And then exhale, release. And let's do the second side. I was going to roll over on my back then. Grab the blanket. So that little bit of blanket allows the leg just to roll forwards, just that little bit. So it's the IT band that we want on the floor. I've wriggled down. Standing leg is now goodly connected, well connected. If you look, if you practice, if you just try this, with your toes on the floor, and you take that knee back, you can move the tailbone in. And as the tailbone comes in, you'll notice that the buttocks will start to work. We're not clenching. There's a difference between clenching and then contracting. Okay, I'm sure I've said that before. Alright, take the belt, place it around the foot. And then unfurl your leg. Inner knee. Unfurling, the outer calf rolls back, taking the outer thigh back. That belt is supporting and encouraging the thigh to turn from inside out. Spine in. It's almost as if, I don't know whether, I'd love to be able to show you, it's almost as if this buttock is, you can feel really this action happening here. There's a nice length and it's moving in deeply. Everything's held, tailbone is down, thighs turning from inside out. Open up the chest, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, release. Remove your belts. Lie on your backs with your legs bent. You can let the knees flop in just a little bit. Hold the elbows, clasp one over your head. Allow the lower back to feel nice and long. And then release. You can always take that brick, put it between your thighs and hold that. Change your clasp of the elbows. Take the arms up and over the head again. Without hardening the diaphragm. And then release. Lengthen the legs away. You can grab your blanket if you so desire, put it underneath the back of your head. Rest the arms either side. And take a small shavasana. If you feel like you need to do a dog head down before your shavasana, feel free. It's nice with a brick between your thighs. And then when you're ready, just rest the hands on the belly, bend up the legs. Let's roll to our side. Now before you come up, just come to hands and knees, Chatushpadasana. Spread the fingers. Press down into the ankles. There's the brick. And then you're going to take your brick, you're going to hold it, so you're going to press, as you press back, you're going to sit back, come back to sitting on the brick. So the brick has gone widthways between my feet. If you can't sit in Virasana, then allow yourself to sit cross legs. You're just going to press your hands onto the tops of your thighs, lift through the chest, and allow your pelvis to come into a neutral place so you're not pushing into the lower back, and you'll get a natural feeling of a gentle upliftment internally, almost as if it's on the inner side of the abdomen. Pardon me. Allow the underneath of the sternum to lift. Sit for a couple of moments. Toes long. Outer ankles hitting in so it feels like there's a length through the inner ankles. Bow the head to the heart, lifting the heart to the head. Open the eyes.
And raise the head up. Thank you.
I believe one sneeze is a kiss.
Not sure. Think of that. Thank you. Bye bye.